Yes, guys, welcome to SFeatleyTV. We're back with another live video, and we're back for the preview to PSV versus Arsenal in Europa League.
Henri, chance! Balotelli, Aguero! Premier League champions 2016, Leicester City!
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye-bye.
Fisher, Gazzola, Giroud again, John Wilson! It's Gerrard. That's a great strike! McCracken getting closer. To the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent! Van Persie arriving. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!
I need the remote to turn this out.
Hello and welcome to SFeatleyTV. I hope you're all well. Stephen should be with us any second. Oh, there he is.
Sorry guys. Yeah, we're live with another preview. Someone just decides to walk in at the last minute, right? Demanding shit, right? When I ain't got it, right? Not even bloody thinking that I'm live or giving a toss if I'm live anyway. But there you go. Yeah, we're back with another preview. Got a lot of people in for this preview as well. I don't know who's yeah, that's Sait. But yeah. Sorry, we're gonna start with Bargav. How you doing, my friend?
Fantastic, man. Thanks for having me.
Alright, no worries. BroskiPlays, how you doing, my friend? PSV fan. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay. Could be better.
Alright, no worries. Manny, how you doing?
Can't complain, son. Can't complain. I hope you're well.
I don't know what's going on with that. Right. Yeah, Manny, it seems to be your mic. I don't know what's going on with it. And we got Sait. How you doing?
I'm good. Looking forward to this stream. There's some noise. I don't know from who, but it's not from me.
Well, hang on a minute. Right, I'm gonna... Right, so... It's definitely not Bargo. Right. It's definitely not Manny. It's not Broski. I think it might be you, so to be fair. But anyway, we'll manage it anyway. Big up, Jez. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Let us know when you're free sometime, Jez. We'll get you back on the show, definitely. But obviously PSV versus Arsenal. Arsenal coming off the back of a 1-1 draw. The last result, we managed to scrape a 1-0 win, Broski. What did you make of that performance by PSV?
I think we were, we were quite underwhelming, which kind of concerns me for the return. I hope attack more.
Probably just be a little bit louder as well, because it's not a bit struggle. Yeah, just a little bit more loudly.
Okay, so yeah,
that's better.
The performance of PSV in Emirates was actually kind of dreadful. We didn't attack; it was only defending, and we didn't even manage to draw, which was like very unfortunate. So thank God that we had Benitez on goal, because otherwise I think we will be coming down like 5-0 or something. So it definitely needs to be a lot more attacking in the return now tomorrow, and yeah, let's hope that happens. And will also be great for the match as well, because last match was just boring. It was just only Arsenal. PSV was not even doing a lot of chances. It was basically only like defending, which was just it was not fun to watch. So for a better game tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I think it probably will be much more even in this game, being the fact that we're playing away this time in Eindhoven. Bargav, I'll start with you. What do you feel about the last result and going into this game?
Yeah, I think there's a bit what Broski said. Like, yeah, it felt like we were on the attack constantly. There was a lot. Everybody created some sort of chance. Like even Nketiah, like he would take runs into like the opposition half. Saka created a ton of chances. The Xhaka goal, it happened. Wasn't really expecting it to happen, and it was kind of frustrating for me. It was frustrating actually the first half when I look back on that game, because we had a lot of chances. We didn't get the breakthrough, and then in the second half we were just waiting for the breakthrough, and then
Yeah, that's because of all defending.
yeah. As far as PSV, I think like the one player that I found to be a threat, like, and I mentioned it last time, is Xavi Simons. But Gakpo was kind of quiet, and then I didn't. I'll be honest, like a lot of the attacks that I was expecting didn't happen with PSV, so it might be different at home. But
a lot better with Madueke and with like Luke de Jong in the second half.
Yeah, Manny, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I'm not really one of those people who says that it will be a little bit different, right? In Eindhoven tonight.
Hang on a sec, I'm getting that interference again. Right. Right. Bargav, unmute yourself. Is that you? No, it's not you. Broski, it's not you, is it?
No.
No, if you said,
I have my speakers on, but though.
No, it's not. Manny, try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little bit on on
yours.
It's a little bit on yours. I don't know whether the mics. Might need adjust.
It's like a weird.
Look, carry on. We'll just manage. Go on.
Yeah. So I actually don't think it's going to be as difficult tonight as people are expecting. I actually think it might be a little bit easier, because my hunch is that Arteta would like to pick a stronger team, slightly stronger at least, to make sure that we get the result we want. Yes, we could. We only need a draw, but we will want to go for the win. And obviously, Eindhoven playing at home will not be an easy proposition. But I really don't see them improving too much on their performance at the Emirates. And I was really surprised that in many ways, Gakpo was rather quiet. And I think it was really only when the Tottenham youth came on that there was some attacking impetus from Eindhoven. Apart from that, they were very quiet. And I wouldn't say that I was necessarily distressed by the performance, but looking at the way they were playing, Eindhoven, I don't think we had any trouble as long as we got the goal. And thankfully, through Xhaka, we did. So I'm even confident enough to make a prediction for this game. It'll be 2-0 for me.
Manny, I don't think you have ever seen a home game at Eindhoven. We are a whole different team. We play at home. Have you seen the match against Monaco? Have you seen the match against Feyenoord? Seen the match last year against Midtjylland, against teams like Galatasaray? We destroyed Galatasaray. We've done so many great things in the Philips Stadium. It's ridiculous. We are kind of like Ibrox. When we have a fence behind us, we can do some stuff that nobody is capable of understanding. And it's a bit easy to say just because we played away, because we were trying to get a draw out of that, which was a bit dreadful. But still, I feel that it's a bit easy to say that we are not like that. We are having the same form as last time, especially because we lost 4-2 against FC Groningen, which is a team that's 16th place in the Eredivisie, and we really want to show everyone that we are not in a dip. There was just an off day, so it's definitely going to be a whole different match than against in Emirates. We will have a stronger squad as well. So
so I'll just go through each. I'm just trying to go through each person's opinion on last week's result first before we go further into this one. So what did you make of last week, and what do you think and your initial thoughts into this week?
Well, I don't want to sound like kind of arrogant or anything like that, but I wasn't that surprised because I do feel like when PSV play against better team in
Hey,
Europe,
can you turn off your music,
Whoa.
please?
they
Yeah,
kind
I
of
don't know if we're gonna
struggle.
get. Yeah, say I might get copyrighted if you're not careful.
Yeah, that as well.
So I'm in the shop. Can you hear the music?
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you turn it off?
No, I'm in the
he's
shop. I'm not at
he's
home.
in the
So
shop.
I'll go on
Oh,
mute
he's in the
then.
shop. Ask the shop owner to turn it off.
Um,
Joking.
yeah. Look. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I thought going into this in this game. Sorry, I feel that. Who's that now?
I explain right now.
Oh, don't show it. Don't show it, please.
Oh, I can't. Oh.
Right. See if I get copyright.
It's such a
Um.
small little
But
game. They
Yeah.
probably
But look. Anyway. Look. Just I'm gonna right. That's it. Everyone's gonna stay on mute whilst everyone has their turn to talk. 'Cause the interference is so bad at the minute. But look, going into this game, I thought last week, yeah, it was a bit. It wasn't the greatest game to watch. I would say, for maybe a PSV point of view, but for an Arsenal, even an Arsenal point of view, I think we did have our struggles. Um, the left hand side with Nketiah struggled a lot. So our main lineup was down the right wing, which made us probably very predictable in a sense. So it was a bit of a struggle playing at PSV, even though we were at home, and probably quite lucky in the fact that we got the goal thanks to Granit Xhaka yet again. So this game, I'm expecting something a little bit more even in terms of the two sides. I don't think we're going to have it all our own way. I think it's definitely going to be difficult to try and stop PSV from having their domination on the game, and especially with it changed, it'd be different to see what Arteta does, because in the end Arsenal need a point to guarantee top spot. Now you could either get it in this game or you could get it against Zurich, which you most likely will do. I would more likely want to try and do it in this game, so he can then try and play a really young side in the Zurich game and give the real sort of B team youngsters a real a kick around. And some experience. So, but like I said, it's not going to be difficult. Yeah. So, Bargav, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, so PSV at home. Okay, so I guess there's gonna be one factor with PSV. I think they're gonna be at home. I don't know. It depends. They've been like when I watched the Glimp game earlier this year, I think they created a ton of chances in that game. They were kind of unlucky. But at the same time, I think the one thing that's gonna kind of determine this is I think Arsenal has a better press. So I think that's something athleticism wise, like it depends on who's in the midfield and how much of a press that we get. Like I think that's what's gonna actually not let them have it their way at home. 2-0 is two like 1 or 2-0. I can see it happening, but it just depends. Just depends. We'll see. Our squad's kind of how should I say it? Like they want to rebound from the game and get momentum towards the weekend. So I can see us
Yeah,
going there and get a
I
victory.
I don't think that's going to be so much the case, to be fair, because it's going to be a different team.
Yeah.
Completely.
Vieira's probably gonna play too. Like.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a different team. And B, it's going to be difficult to try and cope with playing away to someone like PSV. I mean, Manny, I know you came up with a prediction of 2-0, but why do you feel that Arsenal can get some sort of results? For me, if we're gonna win this game, there's only gonna be one goal in it. For me, we like I do see a draw out of this game, just to be honest, especially on our recent form. Because recently, in the last few games, we have not played well.
I hear you there, and obviously, I also take the point that even our past two, even prior to our earlier game with PSV, our performances against Zurich and Glimt away were not really much to crow about. But I'd like to think again that the reason why I say this is because obviously, as you said, Stephen, we might want to select a stronger team to ensure that we get the results. And I think I can agree with that. I will say definitely that although we need a draw, the worst thing we can do is just think that we can afford to go for a draw. We will need to make sure that we aim for the win. And for that, Arteta will pick a very strong team. Now, the only conundrum I have is whether he will stick with the out-of-form Gabriel in defence along with Saliba. Does he start Saliba? I don't know. But I think he will have his team motivated to play. And I think I also take Broski's point when he says that PSV will have a stronger squad with a few injured players possibly coming back. But this is obviously going to be a source of motivation because again, Arteta knows that the team cannot afford to sit back and play for the draw, and I just firmly believe that with the press that we do have, given that PSV enjoy playing their 4-2-3-1 formation, I can definitely see us, dominating, and I do think we will score, and I also believe that Matt Turner will have a clean sheet. Yes, we only scored once against PSV when our strikers weren't really firing on all cylinders, but I just believe that when it comes to the big games, that was one of the reasons why we signed the likes of Gabriel Jesus, because his Champions League record with Manchester City was quite impressive, 20 goals in about 4 or 5 seasons. So this is the sort of game which will bring out the best in the likes of Jesus, and certainly Nketiah will have to stand up and be counted. He has no choice. I just believe that Arteta will have the boys a lot more motivated, and certainly Van Nistelrooy's comments saying that Arsenal wouldn't have had their invincible season without his penalty miss. I think that's the type of thing that would, fire up any team. So Arteta will certainly want to get the boys, doing well. And one thing for which I can give him credit is that although we've ridiculed his team talks before, I don't know what he's doing now, but he seems to have some sort of togetherness, and there does seem to be that togetherness in the team, as you were talking about with Sophie Nicolau. So I just think this is the type of game which could very well define our Europa League chances, because Arteta will probably say, if we don't perform well in this game, we can kiss our chances of winning the Europa League goodbye. So that in itself will motivate the boys to perform. And of course, I also am reminded of the playoff for the Champions League, which PSV lost at home to Rangers, who themselves have come a cropper this Champions League. So I just believe that with the way our squad is, it may not be at its strongest, but when we play a strong team, I think we will, make sure that we find the opportunities and get the goals. That's why I'm more confident of a 2-0 win. And I'm not changing my prediction to 2-1.
Yeah, I hear that. I just feel with the way our second team is, especially defensively, it's going to be a struggle. It might be a struggle, especially with our B team. Broski, what do you think going into this game? Do you think this time you can really hurt Arsenal going forward?
Oh, okay, I'm on mute. I think we can. I think we're actually going to win.
Okay. What makes you think that you'll get the victory this time?
The reason why is that PSV is really motivated to show the fans that they actually want to have a result, because they have been struggling to win the big matches against, and they already showed that they are really good in defending against Arsenal. They're really motivated, because I saw in performance that of the defense that I've never seen PSV done before. So they are capable of doing it. It's just that PSV hasn't been really showing their full potential this season so far. Because we have players that are capable of becoming a full Champions League squad eventually. It's just that we are unfortunate that we always have like these players that are just making mistakes. But other than that, we have so much quality in our squad that we are capable of defeating a team like Arsenal, especially the second team. And we already showed that in the away game that we are capable of actually like keeping up with like players like Gabriel Jesus. Even though he got a lot of chances, he didn't score all of them. No, actually, he didn't score any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Despite him being so world class, we still managed to stop him. So that's just one of the reasons why I think that PSV, especially with the home crowd at our side, and also because of the fact that Arsenal is done, they are through, so they don't really, it doesn't really matter to them. You know, they are through, and they are going to be first. So I don't see a reason why Arsenal wouldn't like play a bit less motivated. I understand that they play more motivated at home because of the fact that it was a match for the first place. Now that the first place is set in stone, they won't really show the same performance as they will at Emirates. I'm 100% sure.
Yeah.
One thing that you
I
shouldn't
do.
do is let the rest being PSV.
Yeah.
Steven,
Say, what
can
did
you
you
hear
say?
me
This
fine now?
Yes, better.
Okay,
Yes.
great. No, I was gonna say that I watched PSV a lot in Europe last season, the campaign to the semi-final, and this season as well when they played against Rangers. But I feel like I've been a bit disappointed with them when they play stronger opposition in Europe. I really thought they would play better against Rangers. I
Mm,
was expecting a bit more last year from the semi-final, and I
that's
feel like in these games,
mm,
that's where you want to see your Cody Gakpo
true.
kind of step up and prove the hype, prove that you good enough to play in the best teams in Europe. And I think he had a quiet game against us. There's no doubt that he has the quality, but I've just
Mm.
not seen it
But
enough in these kind of games.
I
And
think you must also.
Hang on, Broski, let me finish, please.
that's why I think that we will win this game, like Manny said. I do think we'll win. I think that Arteta wants to win every game, and he wants to win the group, and he wants to send a statement. And I think he's going to put out a strong team. And I think the fact that they are playing from home, we will have more spaces because they're not going to be as defensive as they were at the Emirates. And I think that's going to save us in the long run.
I think also like the Gary, big up yourself. DWT, don't waste the tweet if you haven't said. If you haven't, by the way, we got to sort out that show you wanted to sort out with us to do an show. We got to sort that out at some point. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Plus also make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, the subscribe button as well. Hit the join button to become a member today and help donate to Children's Liberties Foundation. Sait is just both. He's got his own channel, King Sait, his King's Football Show. So make sure you go and subscribe to that. Make sure you follow Bargav on Insta. Follow Manny on Twitter and Insta, and also BroskiPlays on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. Arsenal don't want to play the extra legs in as a second place group team, especially with the Premier League schedule. So basically another 2 games playing in the playoffs. That is probably another incentive for Arsenal. Just look, I will be gobsmacked if Arsenal didn't get a point against Zurich. At least a point against Zurich. I would be fucking gobsmacked. Like, I think even with our under 16s, I'll be gobsmacked.
Maybe gobsmacked the PSV wins against you.
The PSV are not like, sorry, they're not, I'd say, they're not on the level of Zurich. They're not on the level of Bodo Glimt. They're miles ahead of them. Like, they're miles ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not quite on the level of maybe the Premier League.
Yeah.
In a sense, or the top end of the Premier League. I think they're probably maybe mid-table Premier League.
Yeah.
somewhere there. I'd say.
I think Leicester,
Uh,
well, not this year,
oh
Leicester,
no,
last year, Leicester.
not Leicester this year, mate. Like, come
No,
on.
no, no, last year,
Uh,
last year. When we played
yeah,
against them, we were quite like
yeah.
similar.
That's sort of end like bottom
Yeah.
end of the top half of the table. So
Mhm.
yeah. So for me,
But look at Tottenham; they are losing right now against Sporting.
yeah.
So I mean,
Who gives a fuck?
no, but I'm saying that every top club
I
can
know.
lose.
Just we're Arsenal fans. Who gives a shit?
No, you should be happy that they're losing.
I know. I'm always happy if Tottenham loses, but in
I
the end, like
mean,
I don't give a
Ajax
shit.
is losing 0-3 against Liverpool, so that's also really cool.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, Arsenal don't want to play a stronger team than usually. Squad it. Chelsea match next. Uh, actually, don't. Gary, our next game is Nottingham Forest. Our next game is Nottingham Forest. So yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah. It's definitely an incentive to try and get a point, but I'll be gobsmacked if we don't get it against Zurich. Um, yeah. Bargo, do you feel that share? Can you see Broski's point about us winning, about PSV winning this game?
Oh, where's the goals coming from for PSV?
Gakpo, Xavi Simmons, Madueke, Luke de Jong. Don't forget Luke de Jong.
What he said.
Really good
Okay,
striker.
so
And then we have so much like players that can score a goal. Look at all our goal scorers this competition. There are a lot of them. It's not just Gakpo.
okay, so then are you gonna beat us on the wings or gonna
On
go
the
to the
wing,
midfield?
probably with Luke de Jong's heading power. He's one of the best headers in the entire European competition.
He
Like,
saved he saved Barcelona a couple times last year.
and made the decisive goal against Sevilla. For Sevilla against I think it's Inter Milan. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So he
it's
is
that's kind
capable
of
of stuff.
yeah, but here's the thing. I feel like we have that core group that plays. They're uh, they're pretty solid right now. I don't know. I feel like in a game like this, we have like Fabio Vera, like usually like running these games, and we have enough creativity. I don't know. It's gonna be kind of difficult. And remember the last time you said the same thing. It's like the athleticism is something you got to get used to. That you should kind of struggle to get used to at the Emirates. I feel like we could do the same thing in PSV. This time, like the pitch is like decent. It's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be closer. I think it's gonna be like 1-0 or like 1-0 or
People
like
have a lot more chance, that's for sure.
yeah. What you guys will have more chances? I could see it.
Last time we had like only 3 or something, so I think we will have more than that this time.
It was like
If
the
you-
Simmons breakaway. I'm trying to remember. There was like 2 at the end, right? It was 2 at the end.
Yeah, we had
Like,
one chance that was like unbelievable that one didn't like that pass didn't like wasn't a lot better. I believe our right back played a pass to Luc de Jong. He could literally do like a little shot
Yeah.
from inside the 16. If he got that ball, he scored it. 'Cause it's Luke-
Yeah. There was like one really good one, and then. But
And
apart
then
from
we
that,
had Madueke had a
Madueke.
really big chance where he just passed like 3 or 4 people, and then unfortunately he didn't manage to score because there was just too many people behind. But it just shows that
Yeah.
PSV is capable of attacking, and that's the most important thing because that gives us hope for the return.
Yeah.
For now, tomorrow.
This is where
So
it's-
Sangare is like a really good midfielder, and
This is
then
He
the
really
thing.
is.
This is the thing. I think if PSV's game was better in the first leg in the midfield, because the midfield was the key battle, because
Yeah.
we took a risk with playing the Conga and Xhaka rather than playing Partey
Yeah.
and Xhaka, right? And we said beforehand if we played the Conga and Xhaka, we could be very very exposed. I think if we do the same again and PSV have a better game in the midfield, they could really hurt us because they could take control of the game and dominate the game as well.
Especially if you play with a
Especially though, because
Oh.
the thing is, if we want to play, say, Nketiah up front and give Jesus a rest for the Forest game, we would then have to play like a 4-3-3 sort of thing, with 2 DMs, a CM, and then a right wing, and then a from right to left to give, so that Nketiah doesn't feel isolated, because his movement's shocking compared to Jesus, and if we don't give him the support, he'll just be marked straight out of the game. So we have to bear that in mind going into it. So we could end up risking giving PSV the midfield, and if we're not careful, then we're probably sitting in mostly in our half for most of the game. But it depends how strongly Arteta wants to go out with, because we are playing in Nottingham Forest, but then Nottingham Forest on the weekend, they've beaten Liverpool. They drew the last game as well, so they're getting a bit of a run and a bit of a form on them as well. So if we're not careful, I know it's at the Emirates, but they could do something that can hurt us. So we can't take them lightly either. But yeah, I mean, obviously, no one says it's ever going to be easy, because if this is a competition, as much as I want to challenge for the league, and as much as I want Arsenal to try and give Man City a run for their money, and if we don't get as close to them as we can, I do want to see Arsenal win this trophy. I do want to see, if we get top 4 and win Europa League, I call that a successful season by a mile. And because I think we'll get top 4 with quite comfortably. It's whether we want to win Europa League. I think also for the Europa League, if we want to win it, I do feel we might need a bit of investment in the January transfer window to give us the squad depth we need to try and go on and win it, as well as try and maintain our form at home in the league. Sorry. I mean,
But then,
yeah. Say, what do you think? Do you think we need to have also investment in January, not just to try and challenge Man City for the league, if we wanted to be really ambitious, but to try and at least try and win the Europa League and not drop off so much that we end up not getting knocked out of the top 4 as well?
100%. I think I said it on your previous show that I feel like if we want to be able to get into top 4 and win the Europa League, some players in January. Like I feel like the squad we have now is very thin, and we need more attacking power, and we probably need a body in midfield as well. We need to be more comfortable, because we're gonna face some good teams in the Europa League. Like there's no doubt anymore. Most likely teams like Atletico, Juventus, Barcelona, they might drop down. Man United is still there, so it's gonna be some good teams in the Europa League. And if we want to be able to compete there and do well in the league as well, we need to buy 1 or 2 players in January for me.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to go through everyone's lineup, because, like I said, I didn't want to be going on for so long in this stream. So, and sometimes you don't have to go for a whole hour for every stream and preview we do. So we'll go through everyone's. We'll go through everyone's. Well, actually, I'll ask one more question for the Arsenal fans. If we're trying investment in January or in the summer, this summer, if you had to pick a defender or midfield or an outfield player from PSV, or even a goalkeeper from PSV, if you had to pick a player from PSV that could improve Arsenal's side, who would you go for and why? Bargav.
Okay. So you want me to go over the lineups first?
No, go for the
other player.
Which player would you pick from PSV?
I'll take
to
Sangare.
improve Arsenal on.
I'll take Sangare.
Singari, why is that?
Because we need a midfielder, and he's a perfect backup. Or he can play the. He's a perfect backup, or he can play the. He can play like the. He could do like the role for the midfield that we require.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you probably. Yeah. So I guess you want the lineup now.
No, we'll go through the
Oh.
each one, but
Okay.
Manny.
Yeah, I was going to say Sangare as well, but I think he, Pargov beat me to it. I would have
If you
also
know
said
different,
Benitez, but
yeah, I was gonna say if you know a different one, go for it.
yeah, I can't actually think. There's not really a different one that I can think of. I mean, maybe the Tottenham youngster Maduoka. I certainly wouldn't mind, perhaps, sticking it to Spurs and maybe snapping him up, because he could also certainly come in and provide some impetus from the midfield and maybe for the attack. So he could also come in and maybe lend some energy and some competition and really improve the squad. It might mean that the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe will no longer play for Arsenal, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, Smith Rowe being dropped because of that, and that I probably wouldn't agree with. But say, who would you go for?
I will go with Cody Gakpo, despite my kind of little rant on him. I do think that we lack bodies
What
and
rank's that?
quality in attack. I do think that right now we only kind of have Eddie Nketiah coming in. Reece Nelson, Marquinhos, they're not up for it. I think it's too early for Marquinhos, and I feel like Nelson, he's never been able to step up to senior football at Arsenal's level. So and Gakpo can play both central and on the wings. So I would go for him. Yeah, for the Gakpo for me.
Okay, John, I've got to ask Broski, if you had to pick one player from Arsenal to improve your side for next season, who would you go for?
Well, if I have to pick, then I'm definitely going for defense because our defense is not good. So I'm going to go Tomiyasu just because he has been such a great right
Tomiyasu.
back, and we have been of Tomiyasu. We've been struggling so hard on the right back for the last couple of years, and he is an absolute world class player. So yeah, Tomiyasu is because yeah, I could say Gabriel Jesus, but we cannot pay him, and we will never be able to afford him. Same goes for the players like Tierney and stuff like that. And I feel this guy is a bit underrated. He's not really a guy that is very known. So I feel like it is actually a player that we might sometimes, if he ever gets like no playtime anymore, then we will actually be able to afford.
That surprises me, to be fair, and probably surprises a few of us actually, because
You can have
Tomiyasu's
Cedric if you want a right back. It's all right. We happily give you Cedric.
yeah, you know what I mean. We've got plenty of right backs, but like
Cedric Suarez.
Tomiyasu is great going forward. He's great being in defence, but going forward, he is very lacking. So if you want a fullback that goes forward, he's not the one you want. Like if you want him, if you have your wing backs going, full backs going forward to support the attack, he's not one to go for, because that is seriously lacking in his game.
We need it. It's more like at the moment it's our way of playing with the wing backs. But to be honest, I feel like that was the thing that Schmid actually put in our system. Because to be honest, I don't think wing backs are even that important for us. Because when we have wing backs, they always are like lacking behind when defending the opposition, you know, and they will not be on their position, and they will basically leave open spaces because of the fact that they are attacking so much. So that is a big problem, and that's also the reason why Max is so poor, because we bought him for his offensive capabilities, not for his defensive capabilities, and that's why it's better for us to actually have a player that can defend than someone who can actually run over the wing position.
Okay. So lineups. I'm gonna go to say what your lineup's gonna be. I haven't really got time to bring out the old footbin stuff as well. So yeah, Sait, what would your lineup be?
Not mine.
Okay. Bargav.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Turner in goal, Tomiyasu at right back. I think it's gonna be Holding and like Gabriel again, and then Tierney, Xhaka Lokonga, um, Vieira's gonna play, and Nketiah's gonna be a striker. I'm gonna say like Reece Nelson on the left,
Wow.
and then Saka on the right, just because Saka plays every game, and that's what he's trying to get used to. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Manny, what you would go for?
Turner in goal. Right back Tomiyasu. Left back Tierney. I actually would probably pick Saliba for this game because he has been our best defender, and I would have to, consider picking someone like maybe. I mean, it's difficult really because in Gabriel you have someone who's out of form, who's not really in the best form. In Holding you have someone who, is a decent squad player, but that's really all there is, and he's
You sure
also
about that?
capable of making a dreadful mistake. I actually wouldn't mind a centre-back partnership of maybe Ben White and Saliba to see if they can work really well together. So Tomiyasu, Ben White, Saliba, and Tierney,
So you gone
or
with
whatever. That would
Saliba.
be the back. That would be the back four. Yeah.
So you gone with Saliba. Okay.
Yeah. So I want Saliba to play a Europa League game, especially one of this importance. I actually would start Thomas Partey, but then bring him off after maybe 60 minutes to give Lokonga a 30-minute run out. And then it would be Xhaka and Fabio Vieira. Vieira would play the number 10 role, normally occupied by Odegaard. And then my front three, I don't like having to play Eddie and Nketiah, but I suppose we have to bite that bullet. So it would have to be Jesus and Nketiah and Marquinhos, maybe, with Martinelli to come on for Marquinhos.
Okay. Sait, what would you go for?
I would rest Tierney because I want him to start in the league, and I don't think he'll play two straight games in 1 week. I think we are managing his health because of his previous injury record. So I would probably go Turner in goal. I'll play Cedric right back, Tomiyasu left back, Holding and maybe Ben White at centre back. And in midfield, I'll go with Granit Xhaka, Sambi Lokonga, and Fabio Vieira. And up top, I would go with Martinelli on the left, Jesus on the right, and Eddie up top. I wouldn't risk starting Marquinhos or Nelson in this game because Marquinhos, he was good in his first game, but after that he's been a bit off, and Nelson, I haven't seen anything from him.
Yeah, I hear that completely. For me, I said Turner in goal. I'd have to put Tommy on the right. I didn't want Tommy on the left again. I'd have to play Tierney then on the left, and you'd have to play up, and then try and maybe what I would do is then, if it gets into a situation where I would do it, maybe play him for about 60 minutes and then put Tommy S on the left, take Tierney off for Saliba, put Saliba in the middle and put Ben White on the right, because what I would do is I'll put Ben White and Gabriel in the middle of that four, as much as I didn't want to put Gabriel. I don't really want to miss Saliba. He's key to our Premier League form in a minute. And I don't think it's worth the risk. In the middle, I would play middle three with 2 DMs and a CM. So it would be Xhaka and Lokonga, then Odegaard as the CM that can go forward. Then I would have to play a three, or where the left wing and the right winger would have to come back as well to help support, to make sure we're not overloaded in the midfield by PSV. And then that three would be Vieira on the right. I wouldn't want to miss Marquinhos in this game. He's only 18 to be fair. So Vieira on the right. I would put Nketiah in the middle, unfortunately. And that's why I'm having to play it as a 4-3-3 in a sense, because the front three can be there as a support, and Odegaard would have to be making sure he gets forward as well as back, as well as tracking back in that CM role, otherwise we're screwed. And then on the left I played Jesus and give Martinelli a rest, because I think he ran his socks off against Southampton, to be fair, and put a lot of effort in, though he got very little reward. So that would be me, to be fair, and I expect a lot better performance out of which one's Sait? Sorry. Sait, you're on this one already, so I've got 2 of him, either on the one in the backstage. The one. I'll pick that one. Don't ban him. Okay. Right. There you go.
Yeah,
so there we
that's
are.
the nice one.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
yeah, I would play that instead. For me, that would be my 11. Broski, who would you go for PSV?
We'll go with. I will go with.
Try to put me. You're a bit quiet again, so I don't know if it's the mic or something.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Benitez on goal, obviously.
Yeah.
Then right back, I am going with Mauro Junior. If he's actually fit enough to start, then Mauro Junior. Then Ramalho on the centre back, right centre back Ramalho. Left centre back, I'm going with Brandwave, because he has a lot of experience in Premier League, so he might be ready for a match like this. Left back, I'm going to go with none other than Mwene, who actually plays right back, but he can also play left back, because I don't want to see Max ever again in the squad, because he's fucking horrible. Then
Okay.
I want to play with 2 defensive midfielders. One is Tangare, and the second one is Gutierrez. Veerman's gonna sit on the bench and keep that thing nice and warm, because I want Xavi Simons on the 10 spot, so the central attacking midfielder. Then left winger, I want Cody Gakpo, striker Luke de Jong, and right winger Noni Madueke. That is a team that can definitely beat Arsenal, in my opinion.
Okay. Definitely. We'll have to see how these teams, who each manager will go for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He already said that Luke de Jong will not play.
And by the way, sorry. Ruud van Nistelrooy, I know Ruud van Nistelrooy's comments, by the way, about in the press conference. Well, mate, if you did bottle it like with that penalty, mate, then you wouldn't be.
Wait, what did he say?
He said if Arsenal's invincible, see only happened because I missed that penalty. Well, I said if you did bottle it, then you wouldn't have the problem, would you?
Did he said that?
Yeah. What?
That's not really a Ruud van Nistelrooy kind of line, because I think he changed a bit.
Even if it is, I would have just like that. He said, well, should have bottled it then, should you?
Yeah, that was a bit weird of him to say that.
I don't
Why
think
would
he
you?
said that. I
No,
haven't
I
seen.
listened to the press conference. He said it. I listened to it live. He actually
Yeah.
said it.
It?
If I was in
Oh
the,
my gosh.
I'm
Maybe it's just
sorry, if
because
I
of the
was in,
rivalry between
if
Manchester
I was,
United and Arsenal.
yeah, it is, yeah. If I was in the if I was a journalist, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to help myself. I said, well, you did bottle it, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think it's also the fault of the journalist for saying these kind of questions because it has nothing to do with the match.
Well, I don't know if that was mentioned or not, but look, in the end, like you had your chance to stop the run there and then you bottled it. So there you go. Like, and by the way, and even then, it's justice because you dived.
No,
He
but I can
dived.
feel the frustration because of the fact that we lost against. Oh my God, Kane! How the fuck did? Oh no, wait, that's not Kane.
Did
That's
was it? Yeah, I swear he dived in that for that penalty, didn't he?
Don't get me started on that. Let's keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Let's keep going.
So
yeah,
let's not. Anyway, so
not doing the match.
score predictions. But I know some people try to say this already, but I'll ask this. But I'll always ask them at the end. So yeah, just yeah. We'll start with you, Bargav. What are you gonna say?
I'm going 2-1.
2-1.
Arsenal.
Manny.
Then you say one,
Uh,
two.
yeah, I gave you my prediction earlier. 2-0 to Arsenal.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, but I was still gonna ask you
Nil
now.
two, you
So,
mean?
say, say,
Hello, can you hear me now?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm with Manny. 2-0 Arsenal win.
Broski.
3-1.
3-1.
Yep.
Right, 3-1 PSV. I'm gonna say
Why that?
1-0 Arsenal.
Is it really
1-0.
that ridiculous for me to say that? 3-1.
No, no, it's up to you. Well, it's up to you, mate. Don't mind me at all. I'm gonna go 1-0. 1-0 Arsenal.
Okay.
Right, what we're known for. So, anyway,
I hope
yeah,
that we have a great game. That was
well,
just
hopefully it's going to be a good game. Hopefully it'll be a better game than last week. But yeah, thanks again to everyone that's to come on again. Broski, thanks a million for coming on. Sait as well, Manny, Bargav as well. I'm going to let everyone shout out their socials and everything. So start with you, Bargav. Where can they find you?
Yeah, you'll see me on YouTube and you'll see me on this channel every once in a while. And yeah, just love talking to sports. Subscribe to SFeatleyTV, King's Football Show, everything. Everyone here. It's great shows.
Wicked, thank you. Manny.
Yeah, you can catch me on social media. Twitter, Thangadorai1981. Instagram, Manny Thangadorai1981. On YouTube, don't have a channel of my own, but you can catch me on several channels on YouTube. Big up, of course, to Stephen Featley. Do like and subscribe and get the notifications for him. Terrific cause for which he's fighting. Always happy to do my bit for him and with him. You can also find me on other channels, Del Boy Gunner TV, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, and a few other neutral channels, really. Oris Talks Football. And then, of course, King's Football Show with Sait. I've done a couple of streams with him already. And also a huge shout out to the Bournemouth fan channel, Up the Cherries in all departments. Terrific content, terrific people. Excellent stuff which they're doing. And just happy to come on all of these channels, come on all of these streams and say what I want to say and contribute to the discussion. Thanks once again for letting me be a part of this. And I hope all of you have yourselves a good evening. Peace. Take care of yourselves. And I'm out.
Right. Say, where can I find you?
Yeah, you can find me here on SFeatleyTV, doing some content with my co-host and my brother. You can also find me on my own channel, King's Football Show. And you can find me on Tariq Talk as well. Big up to everyone that's tuned in. Make sure you subscribe, like, content, and make sure you watch the previous show with Sophie on it. It was great.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a great show. So, Broski, where can I find you?
You can find me on YouTube, BroskiPlays. I'm close to 4.1k subscribers. I'm also close to hitting 1,000 followers on Twitter. So go ahead and follow me there. Even though if you don't like PSV, I am an Arsenal fan as well. So I will be, of course, checking out Arsenal throughout the season and see how they do. I'm also on TikTok and on other social media like Instagram, Broski official with one eye, with two eyes. And I want to give a special shout out to my guy Sweetly for doing all of this and really making awareness of your liver disease, and that it's really important for everyone to donate because this guy is an absolute legend for doing this, and you should all make sure to donate in order for him to make the world a better place. And
Cheers.
with that, I want to thank everyone for being here for the last couple weeks because I've been here for like 3 or 4 streams, and it was just a pleasure hearing all the cool stories and stuff. And hopefully, you guys will be able to win the Premier League or the Europa League. And
Yeah.
it was Broski and Broski out.
Cheers. Thank you very much for that, man. It means a lot. Yeah, like I said, please do hit the like, share, subscribe on SFeatleyTV as usual. You'll find me on other shows as well, but make sure you also subscribe here. Join the membership below. It's as little as $1.99 a month, right, which is not a lot, but it makes such a difference to Children's Liver Disease Foundation. So any donation you can do, please do. There's loads of things we've probably got coming with the perks as well. I'm trying to talk to the charity about like possible pin badges or t-shirts. If you pay the equivalent of the price of a t-shirt, you probably get that as well. So there's loads of stuff that I'm thinking of to try and give you more in terms of that. So please do join the membership. It means a lot. Right, every penny you donate means a hell of a lot. So even if you don't even donate and put a super chat in or become a member, just watch the content, because watching the content is like donating as well, which raises the money. So please do check that out. Please do check out the previous stream as well with Sophie Nicolone. Because that was an absolutely unbelievable stream, and I'm definitely going to be working with her soon as well. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you soon. Until then, take care. Bye.